Hi, I'm Claire Tablizo from Teenage Girl First Wheels, and this is Nachos and Popcorn.
Hey y'all, we're back with another episode of Nachos and Popcorn. I'm Caylee.
And I'm Dell.
This week we are reviewing Teenage Girl First Wheels. We had the pleasure of seeing this movie a couple weeks ago back in its premiere, and we're only now getting around to talk about it, but we have a lot of thoughts, a lot of opinions of the movie, so why don't we watch the trailer and then we can start talking about it.
The 1966 Ford Mustang convertible, candy apple red, 289 motor with an automatic transmission.
I know exactly how your mind's working right now. Don't get any big ideas. I'm telling you, the Mustang stays where it is.
Did you see that? I did it. I passed.
School is about to be out for the summer when Alex and her best friend Claire decide to take measures in their own hands.
I think you should stop yelling at Randy. If we're gonna get boys to notice us at school, we need a car.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance for Alex and Claire to become popular.
Good morning, Mr. Peterson.
Morning.
I think of you like a big sister.
It's daring. And most of all, it's jam-packed with fun.
What?
This is the story of two high school band nerds who defy the odds by taking fate into their own hands and breaking all the rules.
Let's go.
Let Claire Tablizo, Jaden Juarez, Lexi Villarreal, and Corey Feldman take you on an adventure of two girls trying to do everything they can to take Alex's older brother's 1966 Ford Mustang convertible and meet boys of their dreams.
You know, I learned a lot about you today.
If I catch you talking or even looking at my boyfriend Randy, me and two of my friends here, we're gonna rearrange your face.
With fistfights,
Get off me!
a car chase,
I'm gonna get you, big geek!
and much, much more. Mutt Productions proudly presents an Aaron Lee Lopez film in Teenage Girl First Wheels.
All I ask is that you're responsible and you don't do anything I wouldn't do.
The movie, let's talk about it real quick. So really the synopsis is our character, Alex, her parents go away for the weekend to help her brother move into college, and she and her best friend get very great access to the 1966 candy apple red Mustang convertible, and they get into some adventures, as you've seen, some hijinks, and all around it's just very much a teenage coming of age film, don't you think?
Most definitely, I completely agree. What Aaron Lee Lopez was trying to reach for in this movie, the entire innocence of the high school student and even the hierarchy, the band kid to the popular girlfriend dating the football jock, just really had me thinking about my entire high school career, and really I had some fond memories, and I think that's what this movie captured altogether.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's very much like an 80s film. It's very nostalgic. You kind of feel like it idolizes all the aspects of being a nerd, being in high school, being a teenager, that the brand new car when you first get to drive, even like they throw a party in the film, and it's just kind of that entire, I think, idea that people who have yet to go to high school view high school as. And it's really coming of age. It's about friendship and about, you know, kind of sticking up for your friend or sticking up for yourself if you have to be your own advocate, especially as we see Alex and her friend are considered the nerds, considered the geeks, and they have a lot of adversities against them.
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree. And then another aspect of this movie that I really honed in on was how things can go wrong when you're a young student. I mean, we saw that they were throwing the party and how the cherry apple red 1966 Mustang car, it was just sitting out in the driveway, and how anything could happen to it. And I won't ruin anything for you guys, but this movie had me on the edge of my seat, especially with a very nice car like that and how reckless they were being as high school students. I mean, I know I definitely was that reckless when I was that age.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, as an adult, it was super nerve-wracking. You see in the trailer that there is a high-speed car chase. When you actually see the car chase, you realize that the whole movie is filmed in San Antonio. All the actresses, the director, All the movie was filmed right here locally, and it is very much an indie local film. I super connected with it. It was really interesting to see like local spots and eateries that were used in the film. It was very, very like familiar to me.
I was even able to notice like some areas, like you were mentioning how it was filmed in San Antonio around UTSA. I know I myself live as a student around UTSA, and it was kind of nice seeing even a small road in the film. I was able to recognize and even kind of connect on some type of level to the cinematography.
Yeah, I could not agree with you more. I mean, if I saw in the car chase, you see that they're driving down the Pearl. I mean, it is such a local film. It is just very home feeling. It's very like classic 80s, but local area. I think it was a really, really fun combination. Like I said, it was all filmed in San Antonio. All the teenage actors are locally from the area. I actually got the opportunity to interview the lead actress, Claire Tablizo. And I thought it was just such a great, like, to talk to someone else local, to talk to somebody else who's developing their acting career, especially someone younger than us and our age, just kind of that developing. I know you missed the interview. I thought she was super, super great. She had tons of things to talk about the movie. She had some really, really funny little tidbits and stories. So why don't we look at the interview?
Well, thank you so much for meeting with us. I really appreciate it.
Yes,
We were talking before we recorded that we're really excited about the movie. We watched it earlier this week in theaters. We saw it at City Base. When would you say was the time that you originally started filming the movie?
So we started last summer in about August. So it took 15 days in August, and then a couple months after, we had 2 days of shooting.
Okay, that sounds like a really fun time. Did you shoot in the city? Where was the shooting process like? What was that like, and your location for that?
Yeah, so all of it was shot in San Antonio. If you watch the movie, a lot of it was shot in downtown San Antonio, so you can see familiar places like the Pig Stand, and down on Broadway is where we shot the car chase. And,
yes.
Yeah.
So you're not from the area, correct?
Oh, I'm from San Antonio.
Oh,
yes.
you are from San Antonio. Oh, that's awesome. So you were familiar with the area.
Yeah, I am from San Antonio, but I'm actually moving to California in the fall.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you a couple questions. I really wanted to talk to you really about your character. I felt like it's such a teen coming of age film, and I just really, really resonated that as formerly being a teenage girl. And I feel like that's really, comparable with a lot of our audience, and how our audience will be viewing this. I think it is just such a relatable film. I mean, I know it's about teenagehood and teenage girls, but there are just so many different life lessons within the movie. I just want to talk to you about it. Okay, so my first question really was, how did you feel like it was initially relating to your character, Alex, when you first got the script and you first started seeing her? How did you feel like you were able to relate to her? What things did you not relate at all to her, and what did you really like see yourself in?
Okay, so when I first got the script, obviously I could relate to it because I'm a teenage girl at the moment. So filming it was super fun, but I think something I didn't really relate to was being a band nerd, because I haven't really played any instruments. I know how to play the piano, but I didn't know anything about a band or anything like that. But I think as opposed to when it comes to fitting in or something, I feel like everyone kind of relates to that in a way. Like, of course you want to be accepted, but I was lucky enough to have friends who are super welcoming and like-minded. So maybe becoming popular isn't something that I was necessarily relating to, but yeah.
Yeah, so you said that you have a really good friend group, and you were fortunate enough to that. I personally related so much to Alex and Claire's relationship with each other and their best friend. I connected with my best friend in the movie. I just remembered us being in high school and that kind of dynamic, and how you fight and you bicker, but then at the end of the day, it's I'm gonna help you clean up, I'm gonna help you hide from mom and dad. I've got your back, which I definitely related to. Did you feel like that was something you say that's easy to relate to?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, during one of the screenings, I go a couple of times so I can meet people who go to see the film and stuff like that. But I the film had finished, and then I walked out of the theater, and then these two little girls came up to me, and they're like, "Hi, are you the girl that plays Alex?" And I was like, "Yes, I am, actually." And they're like, "Oh my gosh, okay, so we know we're not supposed to do this, and we're not supposed to talk during a movie, but like throughout the entire film, we just kept pointing things out, and we're like, oh my gosh, that's exactly like us, or like, oh my gosh, we talk like that." And so it was super cute to think that people actually do relate to the characters that you're playing.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that I relate to. That's so cute. And you said they were like little girls?
Oh yeah. They were like early middle school.
Oh, that's so cute. I'm sure you're probably like just shocked by
I
that.
was like, yeah, oh, that's so cute. Yeah.
Okay, so oh, I was gonna ask you if you played an instrument, but you said you played piano and that was pretty much it. So you didn't really play the band geek. Did any of your other cast members, like, did they have that issue? I saw some of the, like, it was like the blooper reel that tries to your co-star, she tries to play the trombone and she couldn't even get a sound out.
Yeah, so when we had shot stuff, like the early montage scenes in the beginning of the film, we were with Central Catholic Band, and then before we had filmed and before they said action, we were like, wait, how do you do this? And so a couple of the kids, they are actually a part of the band, and so they were like, here, just follow us, we'll teach you what to do. And so Jaden, the girl who plays Claire, we kind of learned what to do right before we had shot the scene, because neither one of us had either played the drums or the trombone. So it was
That's so funny. I like that. I mean, I was like, I saw her playing and I was like, she does fine. I mean, I played instruments. I feel like I related to that. All right. So, you know, in regards to Alex, she kind of has a journey throughout the movie. I think that's a big part of the movie. But she really, you know, there's just different things in the character that I feel is relatable to a lot of a lot of people in general. She has like her really, really great moments. She has her really, really developing moments. What did you specifically love about her when playing her, or what do you think that is such a great character quality that she has?
I think she's incredibly optimistic. Like, no matter what, she's like, I'm gonna ask out the hottest guy in school and I'm gonna go on a date with him. And then she eventually does, and she's like, I'm gonna steal my brother's car and I'm gonna become cool. And then it actually happens. So like, she doesn't see, maybe it's not the best thing, but she doesn't see like the bad outcomes of situations. She's always going in like super open-minded, and she's like, this is gonna happen and we're gonna have fun no matter what. So
yeah, no, that's for sure. I think that's for sure how I saw her. She was very determined, and she just did not let anyone get in her way.
Yeah.
No, like at all get in her way. Okay. So you know, back to like the bigger aspect of the movie. It's titled Teenage Girl First Wheels, and how would I phrase this? It is very much about the two girls trying to get the cutest boys in school and everything about the car and everything about popularity, but most of the movie is spent with the two of them being with each other, and there's very other few characters on screen, and it really is that kind of dynamic of those two best friends, those two teenage girls. What do you think that this says of the overall story about what it's like to be a teenage girl and the value of, I mean, they spend a lot of time talking about boys, but they don't really spend a lot of time with boys. They spend a lot of time, you know, with each other. And I feel like that says something in regards to like what it's like to grow up and what it's like to be a teenager. Do you have any thoughts or connections to that?
Yeah, so it's definitely a buddy film, although like they are focused on maybe becoming popular or getting the hottest guy in school. It's really about like sticking with your best friend and making sure you have like a good connection and someone you can really talk to. Yeah, the teenage girl part of it is really like throughout the entire film, and the director also likes to film movies in teenage girl eyes in a way. So really the films are what teenagers think teenagers or what little girls think teenagers think like, you know? So he wanted to show that girls can be extremely powerful, extremely strong, and they don't really need a guy. They can talk about guys, and obviously like they could want to be with like the hottest guy in school, but you don't really need them. You just need someone who can like be your best friend and talk to you and like be your support system.
So okay, this is just like a couple personal things. First of all, just because I'm so curious about this, how did you come apart like to playing the role? How did you find this character? Like, tell me the process on. I'm really curious on how this happened.
Yeah, so like I said, the director likes to film, it's in a series in a way. So I was a part of their other film that they previously shot called Teenage Girl Valerie's Holiday. And I was a smaller role, but after they had shot it and edited all of the movie, they were like, hey, we really liked your work. We would like you to audition for this part in a separate movie that we're gonna film next summer. And so I auditioned for the role, and then they're like, congratulations, we really liked your work. We would like you to be Alex in First Wheels. So yeah, so I'd worked with them before.
Did you find it weird? This is kind of off topic. Did you find it weird talking to your best friend, referencing her as Claire when you played Alex and then your name is Claire?
Oh, it absolutely got confusing. On set, they're like, we need Claire, and we're like, which one? Because sometimes they would refer to us as our character names or like our actual names. And so when we were like in hair and makeup or like down the street working on the car or something, they're like, we need Claire, and we're like, wait, what are you talking about?
Okay, so my boss noticed this, and we sat and watched all the credits because we loved the bloopers. But we noticed that there's a character, Claire's love interest in the film, the football player, and he has the exact same last name as you, the actor that plays us. Can you give us the behind the scenes on that? Because we had about 50 speculations.
Yeah, so that's my twin brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wanted to be a part of the film, and so Aaron was like, I can have him audition for this part if he would like to, and then he did, and then he got the role. And so yeah, it was really fun working with him because obviously we're stupid with each other at home, but getting to work with him was fun.
All right, well, thank you so much for meeting with us. I have a super big question for you. Our blog, our team, we are Nachos and Popcorn. We love food, we love munchies. We spend a lot of time eating in theaters and eating in San Antonio. That is our favorite thing to do. So when you go to the theaters, because you've said now that you've seen multiple showings of this in theater, what is your favorite food to get while you're at the theater?
I always get popcorn. No matter what, popcorn is always my go-to.
And at home, when you're watching movies at home, what is your go-to snack at home? Because we have some weird ones.
Oh, no, mine's plain and simple. It's popcorn also because my family has a popcorn machine in our kitchen. So,
do you have a secret popcorn recipe you want to share with us?
I have fancy popcorn sometimes. I like to put like a little bit of truffle, like truffle oil on it instead of regular butter popcorn. It's very good. If you'd like to try it, highly encourage it. 10 out of 10.
Okay, I actually have some truffle in my pantry. That's going to be posted. Look at our Instagram story because now I have to try that this week.
Okay, I will.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That was so fun. I mean, I had such a great time interviewing her.
Oh yeah, and also I want to touch on some side characters like Lexi Villarreal. I thought she did a great job as kind of the bad guy.
She was so good at being like just the bully that you hated. Like she was so mean. She was really good at it.
I know, even times when they were racing against the main character, Claire. I love that intense speed chase when they had also intense scenes between her and her boyfriend. That was another moment I was on my seat, and I think her entourage of kind of
bad friends.
Her bad friends kind
Goonies.
of gave her that scarier vibe that kind of made you back up into your seat a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really great cast. Like I said, there's a lot of teenage actors. Like you said, Lexi Villarreal, she was really great. She's from the area. We also had someone who's not a local in the film who you must completely recognize. He is an iconic 80s film actor, and he, like I said, is in the Goonies. So it was just like a really good combination to have Corey Feldman in the film. I mean, we don't see him as a teenager anymore. We see him as the dad, still bringing that 80s nostalgia in the film. It was a really good, I think, great tie, and it does have like a connection to a lot of the films he's done, but now he's like playing the adult character.
And another thing I wanted to touch into was the editing of this movie.
Mm.
Now, obviously, it wasn't a high-end movie. It was
Right.
a budgeted movie. And there were a couple things that I noticed. For example, like at night when Claire and her best friend were out in their driveway, I noticed the moon was a little bigger than it was supposed to be, and even the rays were overshadowing
Yeah.
the trees on the side of the house a little bit. But again, it's a low-budget movie, so you can't really expect Hollywood-level type of editing. But for what it was given, what it is, I think it was executed perfectly. I think the storyline and plot fell together nicely. The acting was great. The message was clear.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is very much just a family-friendly film. It's a great watch. Bring your kids. It reminds me kind of those like Disney Channel like coming-of-age films. But with like 80s feel, it was funny. I was absolutely cracking up after the party. You see that they're like doing the cleanup as fast as possible before the parents come. And they're picking up like Bill Miller's boxes, and they're picking up, it was just so local and so fun. I mean, it's such an indie film. It is a great watch. We really recommend that you watch it. It is showing exclusively at CityBase. We got to watch it. I've seen it twice now. I saw the lead actress while I was there. So that was really fun. I'm sure she probably attends tons of showings, but I thought it was just like such an at-home feel. If you are willing to go back out in the theaters, CityBase is doing very, very great measures keeping up with COVID-19. I think they're following everything excellent. We went and we saw the movie in theater, and I was super comfortable. I thought it was really fun atmosphere. Obviously, great CityBase food, like we all know, and it just felt like a great San Antonio film. I think it is worth leaving the house, having some fresh air, and just kind of seeing a really fun, not like your everyday film. It's just like a great indie local film.
I would completely agree. I would take my family, my brothers, anyone I would know. Taking one, especially high schoolers, they would relate to this movie a lot.
Yeah. All right, yeah, so that was Teenage Girls First Wheels. We love the film. We thought it was a really great watch. Please let us know what you think. Let us know if you're getting back into the theaters, what you're watching. Keep up with us. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. This has been Nachos and Popcorn. I'm Caylee.
And I'm Bill. Thank you guys. This has been Nachos and Popcorn. If you guys like nachos and popcorns in the theaters as much as we do, go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment section down below, and we'll see you guys for the next episode.